it was a tense mission because we're going into what we don't know, into what is, we've been describing, the UN has been describing as a crime scene. So we're going into a massive crime scene just after the killing of the peacekeepers in Kadugli. So, you know, it was, however, important to make that step, and it was just a first step. The time between, you know, the end of October when this started and our team went in last week was almost 2 months, or practically 2 months. And a lot of cleaning up can go on in those 2 months, right? And this is why it was essential for us, and was top of our list, was the Saudi hospital. So what I'm saying is Saudi hospital looked clean, right? But that doesn't mean by any stretch of the imagination that this story has been wiped clean, because the people who fled with that story. We've been reporting on the prices of rice because we're still in contact with people in el-Fasher, and a kilo of rice was costing the equivalent of $100. So it's an economy that doesn't function. But the team saw one small market open, and I looked carefully at all the photos we have. There's local produce, you know, things that are grown in the Jabal Mara, lots of tomatoes and onions. Small, I don't even know, it looked to me like 250 grams of rice. Inside the town, there are still civilians, but we didn't see huge numbers, right? There aren't thousands of people milling around that town, not at all. Now, what we saw and what may actually still be there, maybe two different things, right? So we're talking about a visit of a couple of hours to a couple of locations just to get a sense of what was going on. We still believe there are people being detained, and that there are people who are injured who need to be medically evacuated. So clearly still civilians, but not in huge numbers. And we also, of course, need to ensure that the supplies we leave behind are in the hands of the people who need them and not anybody else, right? And that's why community kitchens are very good, because you're cooking and preparing and people are there eating. So we need to look at this carefully. But again, I have to balance all of this, those risks, against the risk of people being there and not receiving any support at all, right? So my default on this one is going to be that we need to go back as soon as possible.